When MultiVersus was first leaked, I was super hyped. I originally learned about it from the Hungry Box video. I've been in love with Smash for a couple of years now, and the potential of a Warner Brothers platform fighter seemed big to me. When I actually had the chance to play it, I wasn't disappointed. The community was booming, new players were discovering the game every day, content creators began to spring up, and it even won Fighting Game of the Year. Then, it all seemed to crumble. On March 27th, one day before my birthday, it was announced that the open beta would be closing June 25th. Multiverses wouldn't be back until early 2024. Well, now it is 2024, and I wanted to make some content on this game that I have grown to love. First off, if you are new to my channel, hi, I'm Naders. I used to make some Roblox videos, but stopped quite a while ago. Behind the scenes, I created a Twitter, or X if you call it that, account called Elf for Multiverses. This is where I am campaigning to get Elf into the game. The community welcomed me with open arms, and I have accomplished some goals that I never thought were possible. One of which being followed by the official Elf Twitter account. This was something I never thought would happen, and it still blows my mind to this day. While I'm not super active on that account, I still enjoy logging on and seeing what the community is doing. When Multiverses was first announced, part of the reason I was so hyped was because of the potential it had. Warner Brothers has an insane catalog of characters it could choose from. I wanted to showcase that in the topic of today's video. I have made a wish list of characters that I would like to see get into Multiverses. I split them into 4 categories: movies, TV shows, video games, and one final character who is my personal pick. If you look over to the movie section, you can see that I split up Warner movies by the decade. I started with the 80s, and I know that there are lots of movies that were made before this, but I thought that the 80s would be a good starting point. My goal is to turn this wishlist into a series. Each week I will be releasing a video going over one portion of the wishlist, talking about each character, moveset ideas for them, and why I think they should be added to the game. My goal is to release each video every Tuesday, but this is subject to change. So the plan is to reveal my picks for the 80s section next Tuesday. Now, I do want to address one fact that a lot of you are probably going to bring up, and that is that Warner Brothers. The Multiversus game isn't specifically Warner Brothers. The developers have confirmed this, that anybody has a chance of getting into the game. But so far, other than Rain Dog, who was a game original, every character has been Warner Brothers, and I have a big feeling that a good majority of the cast, when this game is finalized, will be Warner Brothers characters only. And so for this list, I only included characters owned or has some sort of relation to Warner Brothers. Now, if that angers you, I'm sorry. It's just what I thought would be a good cushion for me, because if any character could be added, I could just throw in literally anybody. Like, there would be no barrier for me to work with. So trimming it down to just Warner Brothers characters makes this idea possible. And to be honest, Warner Brothers has some really fun choices that I'm sure that you probably haven't ever thought about. And I'm really excited to go over that in the 80s section next week, because there are some really fun 80s movies. Personally, 80s movies are my favorite decade of movies. I think they had a bunch of creativity that year, and I am really excited to reveal who I picked. Multiverses has so much potential, and I am really excited to see what happens when it launches. And Warner Brothers just has so many characters. This game, when you think about it, could go on. They could add a new character like every month, even each week if they wanted to, and it could still be going on for years. And that is just because of the sheer amount of characters that Warner Brothers has. If you split it down to TV shows, like, think of how many Looney Tunes characters there are. Not all of them are relevant, but there are so many Looney Tunes characters. And of course, you have the Wile E. Coyotes, the Daffy Ducks. Those are probably the 2 biggest picks for the game as of right now. But you also have characters like Gossamer, who would be a really cool fighting character, and he probably won't see the light of day until further on in the game, if at all. And I wanted to showcase that in the list and show characters that are Warner property that I think would be really amazing to see in this game. I hope that you tune in next week and you decide to stay for this series. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. It would mean a lot to me, and I hope to see you next week. Bye.